What's up guys, I got a brand new video for today. This one's gonna be a product review. The company sent me their RGB light, the IVISII G2. I'm not sure if that's how you really pronounce it, but this is the product name. Now this couldn't have come at a better time because my previous two RGB lights got ruined. I was trying to put them under the water with some baggies and the water ended up getting through. So needless to say, before the company reached out to me, I was already researching a couple other ones to buy. And while I was searching, it looks like they pretty much all do the same things now. You know, they all have different lighting effects. They all have a crap load of RGB colors in them. So the two main things to me that I was searching for to kind of get down to this is the one I want is the function, how to maneuver through modes and stuff like that, and the price. So with function, with my previous two, it was a big learning curve. You know, there wasn't really like a, it wasn't really written down in text right here, like what button does what. I kept having to, when I was on set, just push whatever buttons just to see what happens and how I go to the next mode and whatever. So that was one thing. I was just needed to find one that just said, this one is to switch or this one is to set, something to that effect. So you know what it is you're pushing. And the second was the price, obviously. You know, if they all do the same thing, I'll just probably just get the cheaper one or the one that has the most reviews on. So that's all the only two things I'm going to talk about today. I'm just going to talk about the function, you know, how you move from one mode to the other, whether it's cumbersome or whether it's easy. And then finally, I'll go over the price at the end because the company was gracious enough to give me a discount code. So if this is something that you need, at least I can get you a discount on it. So without further ado, we're going to move into the living room and just test out what modes we got. All right, just to take a quick tour of the product itself. This is it from the back, and then this is it from the front. So what's unique about this one that I haven't seen too much on the other ones is this little arm right here. So it's got two cold shoe mounts, and it's got two 1/4 inch threads down here. Now, I've only used it maybe once and twice, and the two times that I did use it, I only used the RGB ones. So the modes that I'm going to talk about later, this will be the first time I'm actually testing them. But during my test, I didn't actually use this arm here. So although it's cool to have, I didn't find it too much more useful than just having two 1/4 inch threads, or maybe three, that would be cool. But two 1/4 inch threads right here on the actual unit. I guess this would be ideal if you are the type that mounts this to your camera, which I'm going to show you everything that it came with later on in the video. But I wouldn't recommend it. I think pocket RGB lights, or just any Kelvin light really, doesn't really go well on top of the camera because of how it shines onto your subject or the scene. So with that being said, I won't use this on top of the camera, and I doubt I'll ever use this arm here. But if you ever want to take it off, you can, which is a 1/4 inch thread on the bottom, but now you're limited to just one. So for the sake of having versatility, I may keep this on just to have two mounting options, but I doubt I'll ever use this. Now, these are the texts that I was talking about earlier. This makes it a little easier for me to know that this knob is exclusively for, it says the brightness there, but I kind of take it as this knob is the one that exclusively lowers and gains up whatever volume you're trying to do. So whether that's brightness, whether that's trying to cycle through the RGB colors and whatnot. This is especially cool. Like I finally know, okay, that's on and off. And then this set, this is probably the one to make selections from. So this is just what I'm basing it off of. I already know, but if I looked at it like this is what I would probably base it off of. Another cool thing is that this screen looks like it's AMOLED. I'm not too much of an expert when it comes to screens like that, but the other ones that I've had were LCD, and this one seems to be AMOLED, so that's kind of cool. So powering the light on, that's also kind of cool to have a little animation, and that's how it looks. So testing my theory onto what this button does is the selector. So there we go. So this is exactly what I mean. Like if I had this is what I assumed when I first touched on it, when I first opened it, was that this was the selector to move from either or. And the pictures are kind of self-explanatory there. So the this one I imagine is the volume. I mean, not the volume, the brightness. Yeah, and like I said, this one, because I've already messed with a few RGB lights, so these are all kind of looking familiar to me now. This is going to cycle through, yep, through the lights, and then this one is the saturation, I want to say. Yes, that is it. Okay, and then I kind of figured if this is only cycling from one end to the other to get to the next mode, probably click on it. Yep. And this one looks like it's the different effects. So again, this is how bright you want it. I'm guessing, oh yeah, the different modes. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I haven't tested this one actually. The only ones I've actually tested were the RGB ones. Okay, and what's this at the bottom? Okay, there's only 2 options here. All right, so if we click again, and this is your standard Kelvin. This is one I do recognize because it's what I'm using this light over here for. Whoops. So the battery indicator on there, the Kelvin, let's see how far it goes. The range is from 26 to 10,000. So that's a pretty good range. And again, like I said, this is they're all pretty much good quality. Now, if you're too concerned with the output, like how bright it is, I probably wouldn't rely so much on a pocket RGB light to light up a whole room. If you need that, I would probably get a bigger light. But for what it does, for how big it is rather, it looks like it's pretty good. I'll do some other tests out in the living room to measure the brightness from 0, 50, and 100, which by the way, I found that if you click on this, it kind of takes you through those different modes there of brightness if you didn't want to finagle with it. Okay, so that's the modes. Now we're gonna take a look at how bright they are. Now we're gonna go in the living room to see how bright they are with RGB and then the Kelvin. All right, so this isn't a scientific test. I'm just gonna do this in the closet with my wife. It's pitch black in here, but you can see a little bit because of the A7S III is low light. However, I don't have any lights on. So this first mode, I'm just gonna cycle through the brightness with RGB on. So the first one is 10%. And that's a pretty good amount. And next one is 25%. And the next one is 50. And the next one is 75. I could tell you that at 75 is what it is on some of the other RGBs at 100. So 75 is pretty good. The next one is 100. And as you can see, like 100 probably went up like maybe 10%. Not like it would suggest that it's at 100. So that is at 100%. So this is about what you can expect at the brightest input, which looks pretty good. All right, so this one I'm not necessarily going to show the brightness. I'm just going to put it at 100% output, but just so you can see what it can do. So this one is the first one is SOS. So click to the next one. This one is at lightning, which kind of looks a little bit similar to the first one, but I guess the first one is more consistent, whereas this one it's a random intervals. Click the next one. This one is Lightning 2. I guess this is just like a faster version of the second one. Click it again. This is TV screen. This one is actually pretty helpful. I've done a lot of short films where I wanted to recreate a TV screen like this, so this one I could see it being pretty cool. Next one. Police. This one hurts my eyes, so we'll click to the next one. I don't know why you'd want to do that one. This one's ambulance. Click to the next one. Fire truck. Next one. RGB slow. This is pretty cool. You could use this one for like music videos, or if you do like YouTube videos, just have it playing in the background. And next one. And this is RGB fast. So this is the same thing as the previous one, just at a faster interval. And that is it. There's about 9 different configurations there. And then if you click in to the second one, click on the inside. And this is just like I mentioned earlier, this is the RGB. So same thing for this one. I'm showing you just the brightest point. This is at 6,000 Kelvin. Move the selector down, and then on the selector up, move that all the way down. Just hold it all the way down, yeah. Now we're going to the opposite spectrum. This is at 2600 Kelvin. I will say that the warmness on this doesn't seem as warm as some of the other ones. So if you're really trying to go for like a warm feel, it's doing an okay job, but I would just say it's not as yellow as I would like it to be at 2600 Kelvin. So that was the different modes for this. All right, guys, so that was a demonstration of how the RGB pocket light works. So I'm gonna say it's IVISII. It sounds cool, the G2 pocket RGB light. So that's how it works. Now onto the price. Currently, you can find this product on their website, which I'll link in the description below. It retails at $79.99. However, if I'm incorrect, I'll put the correct price here, but that's what it retails at. They were gracious enough to give me a discount code though of 30% off now until February 14th, 2021. So if you're interested in this light, I'll leave my discount code in the description. If you just enter that at checkout, you'll get the discount, and that's how it works. If you have any other questions maybe that I left out, you can just go ahead and leave them in the comments below. But other than that, this was fun. This was fun. I hope to do more products like this. This just happened to come at the best time. And just by me using it, it just clicked all the boxes. I mean, I didn't even mention that it's USB-C, but this just clicked all the boxes. So for me, I'm definitely gonna purchase my own, and I think it's a pretty good unit, you know? So that's it. We'll see you guys on my next one.